Burke with it. They're down 3. Lets it fly from beyond the arc and drills it. Jay, spacing can be a beautiful thing.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing here.
That does it for the period. No separation so far. It's all even. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Let's do it. Overtime is underway. Moutier to Kevin Knox. The drive, right to the basket. Clint Capella swats it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
To Harden. Beyond the arc for 3. And that's going to get out of bounds off of Harden. To Hardaway. Moutier to Hardaway. Clint Capella tips it, and he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
And as a defender, you cannot.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To P.J. Tucker. Good look that time, but off the mark. Longley, Harden's on him. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
Count the basket inside.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Moutier to Hardaway. Clint Capella sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Harden. To Paul. Here's a chance from long range. Smothering D.
Shoot or shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Going to launch beyond the arc. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Here's CP3. Wide open look, won't go. Can't connect.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still, you got to make that one.
To P.J. Tucker. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2. Great. And gets both to drop at the line. Moutier into the front court. Leads a bucket. To Cantor. Cantor. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Enes Kanter, a former #3 overall pick for the Jazz, maybe hasn't lived up quite to the high of billing just yet, but he's put together a few solid years and actually wound up 6th in the league in rebounding just a season ago. Plus, you gotta love the way he tries to troll LeBron James on social media.
To Moutier. Hardaway to Moutier. Marquise Chris pins it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Pass to the rim. Moutier with it up top. Leads just a point. And he scores. Jay, how do you stop that?
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ballgame is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Moutier into the front court. He'll run the offense. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Paul to Harden. To Paul. Here's Harden, down low. Nice pass to get things going.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Moutier matched up with Paul. Moutier to the basket, but it's no good. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston, and this one's been back and forth from the start. They're still tied in this final minute of home. 17-footer for the win. The quarter comes to an end. This game is all tied up. And we're underway here in the extra period. Paul to Harden. To Paul. 4-3. Can't go down. Smothering defense. To Moutier. Moutier to the basket, but it's no good.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Lets it fly from long range, gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion, the backspin. It gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion.
Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Fires the three. And Chris Paul, veteran move. Well defended, still buries the three.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Gordon with it. Leads 5. Fires the three. Oh, they've come roaring out of the gate in overtime, breaking this game open.
And you got to give some love to the strength and conditioning coach for this team. All the offseason, preseason workouts have ultimately led to this point. Substitution
being made in this one. Moutier picked up by Paul. Can't miss those. Gordon with it. It's an 8-point lead. Easy path to the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Moutier with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Deep right corner. Kevin Knox to Moutier. Marquise Chris with a piece.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Runner here won't go. To Moutier. Knocked loose. Rockets have it. Harden. Deep left corner to Paul. Marquise Chris to Harden. For three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Possession lies with New York. Moutier to Kevin Knox. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
But, Ed, you have to give Coach Fizdale, Scott Perry, and Steve Mills, and everybody in the New York Knicks organization a lot of credit for drafting this young man. He just turned 19 and hasn't even begun to scratch the surface of how talented he is. Shoots the ball very similar to Allen Houston. That's the cap, that's the highest level, but also possesses the ability to put the ball down on the ground and finish over the top of the trees. There's no doubt about it. Between him and Porzingis, the Knicks are well on their way.
Moutier into the front court. 9-point margin. To Hardaway. Jumper's good.
Tim Hardaway Jr. epitomizes what it is to be a Knick. As someone who grew up in the tri-state area, you're used to seeing guys like Oakley, John Starks play with that passion, play with that fire. Tim Hardaway answered the bell, especially last year, doing his thing right after Kristaps Porzingis went down before All-Star break.
Knicks with the basketball and throws it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Harden with it up top. Up 5. Here comes the screen. Harden to Chris. Hardaway. And too much contact.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Time to shuffle things up. Kevin Knox. To Cantor. It was right there. Ruling is there was intent. It's an intentional foul. Harden. And he hits. Oh, that one could be the dagger as they've opened it up here in the final minute of overtime.
I don't know about that, Ed. I've been a part of a game where we came back from 10.
Moutier lets it fly from beyond the arc, knocks it down.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Great feed. Marquise Chris rocking the rim.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Hardaway sizing up Eric Gordon. Rockets have the steal. And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game. First one goes down. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. deep three at the buzzer. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one in double overtime for Jay Williams.
Confession. I possess the God particle, lock me up for possession. Your relationship with God should be great for proper protection. If I am to show and prove, ain't no need to ask me no question. The segregation real, you should probably stay in your section.